Hey guys, today's case is an interesting one. He said, corpse said, because, she can't say because she was found dead. So, was it a murder or a suicide? The evidence will help decide in this case. The victim was Alexandra Pennig, a registered nurse who, she herself had a tough life, a real life. She dealt with depression. She dealt with, some stuff, but she overcame it and she used it to help others. She used what she had been through to be insightful and to inspire others, because, she could really empathize when she could really know what her patients were feeling. It just made her a better nurse. And through helping people, it's, reinvigorated her and her life was on a good track. And then it was so tragically cut short. So stay tuned to figure out what happened to Alex Pennig. Hello, everyone.
Hi there.
Welcome to our channel. It's Two Peas in a Crime Pod. Da-da.
Episode
49.
49. Whew.
Ooh, one away from 50.
The big 50.
Yes.
Wow.
So next episode, I'll sing 50 Cent a lot.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I've got the hiccups as per usual.
Per usual. Everything's status quo around here. Guys, how are you? How are you all doing? To our subscribers, what up, fam? Yo, 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 yo.
How was everybody's holiday? Did you guys all drink and
St. Patty's
kiss
is what
the
she's referring
Blarney
to.
Stone?
It was a week ago. You guys still hungover? That's what she wants to know. You know what I didn't do yesterday? Holy fuck. I didn't get any corned beef yesterday. I didn't have a Reuben or corned beef. Who am I? I've never done that.
Who are you? You have never done that.
Usually, days before, I'm Googling what restaurant I'm going to try the corn. Last year,
I know who you should go to.
Last year, I went to 2 different restaurants and got corned beef. I took a long lunch.
Who were they last year?
Last year, I went to Maury's and
that's what I was going to suggest.
Someplace downtown.
Did you like Maury's?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I Ubered a waitress home, and I said, so what'd you get good to eat tonight? And she said, the corned beef. She said the Reuben.
I love bar food on St. Patty's this night. That's the fucking jam.
And I said, that sounds good. I got to have that. She said, you really do. She said,
I didn't
it's
even.
Really good.
I thought about it the night before St. Patrick's Day. I was like, I could get corned beef tomorrow. And then Lindsay called crying from school because she had a headache and just wasn't feeling well. And then and I was exhausted. I hadn't slept. Right. And we took a nap together and I was disoriented. And then the whole day had to happen. And I didn't think about it once. Had a great day, but in hindsight, how great was it? Anyways, I just saw in real time, we had a comment from our loyal subscriber, Melissa, my dear friend Melissa, who I fucking adore, as you well know. Melissa Cheney.
Yes.
And she said, why can't I hear you? Why does it sound like you're in the other room? And we just had that conversation.
We are fixing it.
And I told my mom, if there's one more episode where it sounds like I'm talking from the other room, I quit the fucking podcast. I'm so done. I'm so mad. My volume is always fucked for some reason. It's messed up. And then my laughing is EQ'd wrong and everything's wrong and I'm so mad. So we had my brother Christopher come down and he was like, I figured out the problem. He was like, see this little switch on your mic right here? No matter what you set your settings to, it turns you down 10 decibels. And I was like, how do you know? And he was like, see how it says minus 10 decibels?
We didn't know.
And I was like, oh.
We're newbies at this.
So that's why it sounded so quiet.
We couldn't figure it out. We've been doing everything.
Yeah, we've been adjusting levels and everything. We bought new cords, everything.
We bought this thing so she could get it as close
as possible. Yeah, right up on me. And mom's is always a foot. I was like, look at mom. It sounds like she's yelling and she's a foot away. And mine's touching my goddamn face. And it sounds like I'm not in the same room, Christopher. What is the problem?
He figured it out right away.
He solved all of our problems for us. So hopefully it's not an issue anymore. And guys, I do know how annoying it is because I tried to listen with my Bluetooth speaker while I was taking a shower. And this is what it sounded like. And then mom would be like, yes, welcome to our channel. Oh, Courtney, you're so right about that. Courtney, you're so funny. Say that again. And I was like in the shower and I reached out and just turned my phone off. So guys, I'm sorry. I know it's frustrating when you're trying to listen.
I'm sorry too.
And Kelly's fucking screaming.
I'm sorry that you have to listen to me booming.
Yeah, she was like, I tried turning the volume up so that I could hear you, but then I'm so loud. And I was like, okay. She was like, you need to talk louder. I was like, I'm the loudest motherfucker I know. That can't possibly be the problem. Take a random poll of all of our friends and no one is going to say, no, Courtney doesn't talk loud enough. That's never been the issue. So
she was like, I didn't know.
She was
I thought I was
I'm really projecting. I don't think you're projecting. I was like, I constantly scream. I think that's where Harvey gets it from. I only have one volume. And it's certainly not minus 10 decibels, let me tell you that. It's plus 20 for me all the time, shouting. So hopefully we got that solved because it was making me absolutely bad shit.
We're trying for you guys. We want this to be enjoyable for you, not something you're like, ugh.
2 stupid boomer peas in a crime pod who don't know how technology works.
We're sorry.
We're doing our best here.
We plan on being around forever. So hopefully from this point on, episode 50, we're bringing it in.
All clear.
All clear.
Yes. So hopefully that's the end of that. Because the whole point is to be able to hear. I know a lot of my friends are like, I subscribe to you on YouTube, but I always just listen to you on Spotify, like while I'm driving and shit. But I totally get that. I do the same thing. Because I think Mom's visuals are great and I love watching us. But sometimes I know realistically, the only time you can squeeze it in is when you're doing something.
So you have to drive and listen.
My grandma listens like while she does dishes.
Yes.
So it's on YouTube in the other room, but she's just listening. And she was like, yeah, my grandma was like, I can't fucking hear you. I have to sit and watch because I can't hear you. And I'm like, we're getting it. We're getting there, guys.
Yes, thankfully.
So thank you. Big shout out to Christopher. He gets the production credit in this episode.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah. How are you, Mom?
I'm really good. I was manic to get this episode to you. I couldn't sleep last night. I tried to go to bed at like 9:30 because I wanted to be well rested.
I know. I messaged you at midnight and you were like, why are you up? I'm up too. And I was like, oh, fuck. We're both going to be fucked tomorrow.
I tried to go back to sleep and it was like 1:30 and I was like, I'm just laying here. I could be pulling in the big bucks driving. I'm just laying here listening to The Shining and I could be pulling in the big bucks. So I went out in my car and drove at 1:30. I made $120 from 1:30 to 6:30. So, yeah. And it was all local stuff and nice people. Yeah.
There you go.
I had this poor woman I picked her up at Mercy at the hospital and she was having a bad day. She went to the hospital for a procedure and then her husband got ambulanced there he's got a bad liver and all of his organs are failing and they don't give him
Christ.
They're talking about having to go to Cleveland Clinic, which is an hour away, and she doesn't drive and all of her family's out of town so nobody can drive her and she's beside herself. She said we've been together over 20 years and it was so sad. Yeah, she said his liver's failing, everything's failing, and she was like, what are you going to do? I was like, I know. What can you do? Just life, it just keeps coming at you.
Yeah, sometimes you don't get corned beef on St. Patrick's. Sometimes your husband's organs fail. Life just sucks, you know?
So she was getting out of the car, and I so wanted to offer her my number in case she needed a ride
I'm
to
actually
Cleveland.
Quite shocked to hear right now that you didn't say that you were just going to personally drive her to Cleveland for the appointments.
I normally would. That's who I am.
You would do. Yeah.
But I've got so much to do.
I'm proud of you for not feeling like you needed to superhero the situation. I know that's not easy.
I just said I don't have time. I just thought to myself, if she were to call me tomorrow, what am I supposed to do? We're doing our podcast and I've got editing and I just don't have time for it. And I want to spend Friday with the grandkids and I knew I didn't have time and I said, I'll say a prayer for you. And she thanked me very much. And she said, I'm just going to go inside and cry for about 5 minutes and then I'm done. And I said, that's all you can do sometimes. But she left me a $4 tip. I would
have been like, do you want to cry in the car together? I'll come in the back seat with you.
Aw.
We'll just cry.
You're the sweetest.
Poor thing.
Yeah, but no, we're busy. And guess why we're busy? And this is another reason why I'm manic. Because we started a furniture rehabilitation design.
Well, we didn't start shit yet.
Enterprise.
We bought stuff.
We bought stuff that we're going to rehabilitate. We're going to refinish.
We're going to refab some furnish.
We got some old antique things.
What am I saying? Refab furniture is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, refurb furniture.
I just pulled a Kelly. I think I had a stroke. Yeah.
And I'm so excited about it. Guess what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
So I have all wooded furniture that's heavy wood, and it's that orange stained. I got it 25 years ago.
Yes.
And to practice using the sprayer.
Yeah, to get the...
I thought we could refinish like either my nightstand or my dresser.
I was going to tell you the same thing. That one that like I'm getting rid of.
Yeah.
I was going to say I have a few things we could practice on.
To practice on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do that so we can practice.
Okay, good.
And I'm excited about it. I just want to use the sprayer.
I've never used a sprayer before. I've used a spray can, but I've never had a professional spray gun.
Have you been watching videos? I've been watching. So there's like drips and how to get rid of them and you know, how to get your...
how far to hold and how to...
Light spray.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're learning.
I know how to do it all by hand. And I know, like, I've done furniture before. So it's not new for me. I feel like it's a little newer for you. Although I know that you've painted stuff before. But I already had a lot of tools. I was like... the son that you needed that was ready with this. I have a Sawzall. I have... a circular saw. I have the sanding stuff already. Dad gave me the orbital sander. I have a belt sander, but I didn't have the palm sander. So, but I already had like brushes and equipment, and I have the space, and so we're excited. We're going to try to do that, make a little extra money on the side, or if you're me, make money at all.
Yeah, our jobs are all side hustles. Like I Uber, and now I furniture refab, and we're doing the podcast in the hopes that we'll eventually be able to get sponsors.
Yeah, so I'm doing the podcast, and then I book my stepdad's band. I get him shows, and I make a percentage as the booking agent on that. That's my side hustle right now, and I need to just go get like a part-time job at a law office and get back to like making like for sure money. But it would be nice if I could continue to do this so that I can still focus on my health. And you know, I'm still not feeling great. I'm still dealing with some stuff. Like for instance, I've been having my period for a month straight. I know you all care. My doctor said I'm fine.
That's horrible.
My doctor said I'm fine. Everything's fine.
What?
So
Dr.
No, my gyno.
Oh, you went to him.
Yeah, I don't talk to Dr. Norman about my
lady parts
because I have an attraction to him, and then that's weird. So I'm not professional. I don't know how to. Mom was like, oh, I just have Dr. Norman do my gynecological exams.
I have a total crush on him.
I was like, I would rather die. Are you fucking kidding me? I was like, no, I go to a whole different fucking place for that.
I've been seeing Dr. Norman. It's been, like 12 years or something?
I don't know, because I wasn't talking to you. Have you been seeing him that long?
Yes, it's been a while. And, like, 5 years ago, I trusted him enough because otherwise I don't get an OBGYN, a pap smear, they call it. I just don't do it because I have to really trust my doctor to do that. So it took like 7 years of getting to trust him. And then he was like, have you had your,
exam?
He's always pushing the mammogram. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, my other doctor before you used to do those for me. And do you
Dr.
do that?
Zenrett.
No. It was Dr. Codio. She was in the same building as him.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, do you do that? And he was like, yeah, I can do that. And I was like, okay. So, yeah, I trusted him, and he's the only one I trusted to do that. But
I was like, if Dr. Norman's going to see my vagina, it's going to be after a great dinner and dancing and not a physical exam. Except for he's married, and I have boundaries, and I'm just saying, though. Like, I couldn't.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, he's just a fantasy.
I just love him. He is. He's just cool.
He's wonderful.
He's just cool.
Not only is
we just idolize. He's a great doctor, and he's just cool.
Handsome. He is an amazing physician.
Always wearing a band t-shirt under his like lab coat, and he's always got his fucking, he has like 1 million pairs of shoes, and he's always looks cute. I can't even. He's just precious. I can't deal with it.
He is.
And he keeps it so real. You can just like have like a real talk with him and he just levels with you.
Totally.
He never makes you feel rushed. He's a great doctor. He
always doctor. Just continues to encourage you to say whatever you need to say, and he understands everything. He's
fun because he sees Mom and my brother Christopher and me. So when I come in and I'm stressed out and he's like, what's going on? I'm like, well, you know my mom. And he goes, yeah, that's true. I know why you're stressed. That's true. And I'm like, how was her sugar level? Be straight with me. And he's like, well, it wasn't great. I'm like, I know. I've been taught. So like we tag team my mom's health together. He's like totally breaking HIPAA, like having my back to try to make sure that we're taking care of you well. And
he's not breaking HIPAA. You're my emergency contact. Okay, and they have total ability to talk to you.
Yes, because I'm always like, just so you know, she gets it at home too. You're not the only one giving her this advice. And right. He's like, I know you got my back. So no, he's a good doctor.
Yes, he is.
But yeah, no, my gynecologist said that it was just, you're fine. It just is happening. So I guess it's just annoying.
I guess like that answer.
It's just annoying that I'm just bleeding indefinitely for reasons that I can't explain.
That's not normal. What the? I want a second.
It was
opinion.
Bad enough because I told you it was lasting for 2 weeks at a time, and that was pissing me off. And then my body was like, "LOL, you thought that was bad, bitch? How about 4 weeks?" So,
and you're like allergic to your period.
Yeah, I get like it's like my body does not like my period blood. It makes my body like freak out. I don't explain. I don't understand it either. I can't. I'd explain it.
So could we talk about your new period device, or is that too personal? Because we could maybe get that as a sponsor.
Oh, like the little. I call it a Dixie cup, and that's not what it's called. I think it's called a Diva cup, but I always just call it the Dixie cup. Is that what you're talking about?
I think it's really cool.
Pads and tampons absolutely made my skin like break out, like terrible. Like I couldn't deal with it. Like it would just basically give me like swelling and discomfort, pain, dryness from like the blood being around and the products, the cotton like rubbing. Like I couldn't do it, guys. I couldn't. So I switched over to
She's so sensitive.
I switched over to the little it's a little rubber cup, and it collects the blood. You take it out, clean it up, and then you put it back in. It's reusable. And it's like completely eliminated like the skin irritation problems.
That's amazing. It had to be created by a woman.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, if I hadn't found that and I was still trying to use like tampons and I was having a period for a month, I'd have like jumped off a bridge. So
yeah,
there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
So yeah, for years I just thought that it was like indefinite. Like, well, every single month I'm gonna have this discomfort and this problem. Like, so, but I'm lucky. Like, I don't have endometriosis or anything. Like, I don't have like these like terrible periods, or like people have way worse stories than I do. Okay. I just get skin discomfort, like in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. People have got it way worse. So, but yeah, I just, on top of still needing that brain MRI and all this shit that's going on, and I just, I don't think I can handle work right now, which kind of sounds like a little bitch cop out, but I'm just one little girl, guys. I'm just out here doing...
I think you've earned yourself a small rest, and we all know it's just a small rest.
Yes. Since I typically am doing like 3 jobs at a time, and I have no fucking chill.
Right. You need to love yourself a little bit right now.
A little bit.
And that's okay. Nobody thinks
but me. But,
yeah.
Oh, okay. So as far as side hustle go, we'll see how flipping this furniture goes. I'm excited because I've got some beautiful pieces I bought that I'm really excited to like bring back to life. The wood is amazing. The grain is amazing. I think it's going to look beautiful. So
I'm excited too.
And you've got some good pieces too. And you're going like a completely different, she's going like a painting over it, decoupaging, and I'm going for like bringing out the natural beauty of the wood. We're going like 2 different directions. So that's exciting too.
Yeah. I'm going to do drawer liners.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to like be able to help you because I've in the past when I've refabbed furniture, I've always painted it and like done designs and stuff. So
this is up her alley. She is so creative. You should make this your business. You be your own boss. I really think you should consider. Okay, so I watched this girl called Paint with Cassie. Have you ever seen her? She does the big armoires like from the
at this point probably because I've seen
Wardrobe.
so many
What's that called?
Yeah, like an armoire. Yeah.
Yeah. She paints them elaborate colors and gets all the little details.
A wardrobe.
Yes.
It's called a wardrobe. That's why it's called The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yes. I was trying to think of what the name was called. It's called Narnia.
Narnia. Oh, right. It'd be really cool if our shit led us to Narnia, too. That'd be cool.
Wouldn't it?
And we could have some of the Turkish Delight.
I've
never had Turkish Delight,
so
and it looks
bad,
so delicious.
Right?
That movie really made it seem like a delicacy.
I want the little silver thing that she gets it out of.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So, no, I'm excited about this project. But she does, Paint with Cassie does these elaborate wardrobes, and she sells them for a lot of money.
Yeah.
But is the word niche or niche?
I say niche, but I really don't think that I'm saying it correctly.
She says niche.
Okay. Well, then let's say that.
I always say niche, but I think it's niche.
I think either, just depends on where you're at in the world. Harvey's tricky word this week for a spelling is Britain.
Okay.
And he keeps putting Britin or Briten. Britain. And I'm like, buddy, you're just going to have to say Britain
to remember.
And he was like, how am I going to remember that? And I was like, buddy, straight up, people that live in Great Britain would say, I live in Great Britain. And they're not, how are they fucking sounding it out, buddy? I said, you just got to know that that's what it is and just tell yourself it's spelled dumb. So just say niche and who fucking knows?
Okay.
It's spelled dumb. I don't have to tell you. Niche.
Well, she did a video. I watch her. I follow her on Facebook.
Okay.
And she did one of those reels about this being her business and how she said
I'm sure she makes fucking bank.
She said her first year she made $18,000, and she said, I didn't think I was going to be able to do this for a living. I thought it was just going to be a side hustle. She said, but then I found ways. She said, my problem wasn't in painting the furniture, it was in selling it. And she gives hints on how to sell your furniture so that you can make this your deal.
Yeah.
And that's what I think you should do, because you're so creative. You never get a chance to paint. You never get a chance to do anything creative.
And I love doing that's my favorite thing. Yeah.
That's why I'm like, this is what you should be doing, because then you'll be happy, no stress. Your body will finally catch up to feeling good, and all the inflammation can go away. And you can just be making bank doing something you love, like I do. I love Ubering. Yeah,
I know you do, and you do great.
I do 7 days a week.
The kids were like, why don't you Uber? And I was like, well, because I have you kids at home, so I can't go out in the night and make great money Ubering like Mom, because you guys can't be home alone. So it's your fault. And they were like, oh, okay. I was like, just kidding, guys. That's just not safe. It's not in the cards right now.
So, yeah, I would love to see this become something really equitable for you.
It could be cool. We're going to try, right?
Yeah.
Here we are trying. So it's exciting.
It is exciting. I have very positive feeling about it.
Yeah. Both of our living rooms are full of furniture that we're planning on reflipping right now.
Right now we can't.
Our houses are fucking impossible right now. Yeah.
Right. So. We had a snowstorm, so it's too cold to do anything in the garage.
Yeah, we can't unload, and we can't really paint right now anyways. We could move down to my basement, but since we're so close to having the warm weather and relocating to my garage, I don't feel like carrying the furniture up and then down and then back up.
Yeah.
So we'll chill on it.
I'm going on vacation next week, so.
So exciting for you.
Yes. Woohoo, the Bahamas.
Your honeymoon cruise.
Yes.
Well, it's not honeymoon. Anniversary is what I meant. I'm sorry.
Anniversary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So. Oh, I can't feel my leg because I'm sitting on my foot sideways. Okay, anyways. So, Mom, what's the case?
Oh, today's case. Okay. This is a little bit more obscure, so I'm not sure you're going to have ever heard of it.
Sorry.
Viewer discretion. We are talking about suicide. We are talking about murder, abuse. So if any of that would trigger you, maybe you could consider coming back for a different episode.
Or probably not, because they're pretty much all about that. But
this is true. We want you to be here, but if it's going to trigger you, we don't want you to be triggered. So
yeah,
maybe you shouldn't be here, but we hate to see you go.
Love to watch you leave.
I get that all the time.
I bet you do, Big Booty Judy.
All right, so we are talking about Alexandra Pennig. She goes by Alex.
Okay.
And should I jump right in?
Jump right in. I'm ready.
You're not getting any.
That name so far. Rarely does a name.
Okay, it's the
unless
story.
You were like, I'm doing a little one. Not sure if you've heard of it. Jeffrey Dahmer. And then that ended up being like a 2-hour fucking episode. I was like,
right.
Why did you think that I wasn't going to have shit to add? What do you think I live under a rock? Like, my God. Anyways, no. So far, I don't know who that is. Tell me about Alex.
Okay. Well, first of all, in the early morning hours of December 16th of 2022, this is very recent.
Okay.
Police in St. Paul, Minnesota responded to a very disturbing call.
Minnesota. Okay.
Inside an apartment bathroom, 32-year-old nurse Alexandra Alex Pennig was found dead. A gunshot wound to the head, a handgun resting on her left shoulder, and the man in the apartment told police that Alex had locked herself in the bathroom and shot herself.
I do think I know what this case is.
Oh, okay. You have heard this one?
Are her feet by the door?
Yes.
I know it. Yes.
I love when you know the case because you always have so much to add.
Yeah, and it was that the boyfriend or the friend.
Well, let's not get into it.
The friend that wasn't a boyfriend did it and then tried to put the gun by her so that it looked like a suicide.
Well, you're ending the whole, we don't even need to do the podcast.
No, you do. There's a lot of twists and turns. It's still, up for debate. But go ahead. No, I do know this one now. Yes.
Okay. Well, let's talk about who Alex was. She is described by her friends and family as very compassionate, very intelligent, protective of vulnerable people, which is why she's a great nurse, and deeply dedicated to helping others. She had a bachelor's degree in public health from Montana State University and a licensed practical nursing degree from St. Paul College, and then later she became a registered nurse through Alexandria Technical and Community College. So she's very dedicated to this.
That's a lot of work.
It is. Her work centered around addiction recovery and supporting people facing hardship. Those who knew her said she had a deep empathy for people struggling with addiction or poverty, and she often chose jobs where she could help them. So I thought about doing that when I was a LPN. I thought, what field of LPN do I want to go to? And it was either going to be the maternity ward or addiction type.
I see you doing well at either of those.
Helping in that kind of a environment.
I take that back. I don't think you do well in maternity ward.
It would be hard.
If anything happened to a baby, that would be your last day on the job.
It would be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I ended up just deciding I didn't want to be a nurse.
That's
the whole thing is hard.
Yes. Yeah.
It's difficult.
There's not an easy part of it. No.
But okay. Like many people who devote themselves to caring professions, Alex had faced personal struggles of her own. She had struggled at times with addiction and also battled depression. But her family said that is what made her more compassionate toward her patients. So it made her better at her job. Despite those struggles, friends said Alex was very social and funny, and she is someone who loved animals and nature. So she had this relationship with this guy named Matthew Ecker. Ecker was also in healthcare. He worked as a nurse in Fergus Falls, Minnesota. The two met while working in the healthcare field, and their relationship was very complicated. Ecker told investigators they had been involved in an open relationship for about 2 years. So that meant they sometimes dated other people, but still remained emotionally connected with each other. One of the men that Alex was also involved with was named Shane Anderson. Investigators later learned that tension between Ecker and Anderson had been building. So on the night Alex died, those tensions may have escalated.
Right.
It was December 15th. In the evening, Alex and Matthew Ecker went out in downtown St. Paul. And one of the places they visited was this well-known LGBTQ bar called the Camp Bar. According to Ecker, Alex appeared nervous that evening. So he told police she was worried about a confrontation with her other boyfriend. And then later that night, the situation escalated because Shane Anderson arrived at the bar. So a confrontation occurred between him and Ecker, and Ecker said that Anderson punched him in the face, and security intervened, and Anderson was removed. So
Anderson punched Ecker in the face, yes. Yes. If I'm remembering correctly, it made me want to smile because, like, I'm having a hard time piecing the parts together, but, like, my heart just said Ecker had that coming. That's, like, I don't know. I can't remember why, but I remember thinking, like, good for Anderson. Something about Ecker is not right. That's what my gut was telling me. Like,
yes.
I think she, like, wanted Ecker gone, and he was clinging, and Anderson was like, go the fuck away, and like punched him out. And that's what, he's right, the night did get stressful because he had somebody telling him, like, move the fuck on, bro. Like, if I'm remembering correctly, I think that was the vibe of what happened.
Yes.
Anderson was trying to stick up for her because she was vulnerable and she didn't want to hurt him, but she also didn't want to be in this never-ending situationship.
Yes. A situationship. That's a good word.
Yeah.
So after the confrontation, Alex and Ecker left the bar together. Surveillance cameras did capture them returning to her apartment building around 2:05 in the morning. And then that's the last confirmed time that Alex was seen alive. So according to Matt Ecker, once they got inside the apartment, Alex became upset. This is what he's saying. She took his gun and she went into the bathroom and locked the door. Ecker said he tried to talk to her through the door, but moments later he claims that he heard a gunshot. So he said he panicked and forced the door open, like he kicked it open. Mm-hmm. And then inside the bathroom, he claims that he saw her on the floor, and he said he tried to help her, and that when she didn't respond, he washed his hands in the sink and called 911.
Yes.
When first responders arrived, sorry, my nose is just itchy.
The sink was dry.
They found, well, yes. Okay, but they found Alex was on the bathroom floor. She had a gunshot wound to the head, and there was a handgun resting on her left shoulder. And at first glance, it did look consistent with a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Wasn't there something underneath of her?
Yes.
Okay. I told you, I was like, I'm remembering that there was a bunch of shit that just wasn't making sense.
Yes. So Alex's parents were called.
A piece of the door frame because he had beat the door. Is that what it was?
The lock.
The lock. Yep. Okay. Go ahead. I'm going to let you tell it. But I was just like, it's coming back to me what it was now.
You got it.
Yeah.
But so they tell the family, and the family immediately said there's no way she took her own life.
Yeah.
Their names were Jim Pennig and Mary Jo Pennig. They said Alex did not like guns. Her father said she was very uncomfortable around firearms, and her mother had spoken with her earlier that evening and said she sounded normal, calm, and not suicidal.
Yeah.
So while Alex had struggled in the past, her family strongly believed something else happened in that bathroom. Then detectives saw some red flags. As they're examining the scene very carefully, almost immediately, several things didn't match Ecker's story, which is what made them dig further.
Yes.
For instance, he did say he washed his hands. The sink was bone dry.
Yeah.
If someone had just washed their hands, water would likely still be visible, especially if they're bloody. You know, that's going to make splashes.
He's saying he got blood on him from trying to reset, because he's a nurse, right? So he's like trying to do life-saving measures, which transferred blood onto him. And then before he wanted to pick up his phone, he was like, I need to clean my hands off to call 911. And in reality, if you had just been holding a gun and shot her, he didn't have any blood on. Like, toss the gun next to her and he'd have no reason to wash his hands, right? So the sink's dry. That's why it's odd.
Yes.
Like, he didn't try to do any life-saving measures on her at all.
Exactly. Okay, so Ecker said he forced the bathroom door open after the gunshot. But the position of her body raised questions immediately, because if the door had been forced open after the shot, her body would likely have been pushed to the backside of the door.
Yes.
But her legs were splayed, one on the front of the door and one on the, like the door was between her legs. So one leg is in the front of the door and the other's on the other side of the door. And that led detectives to examine the door more closely, and that's when they found something very critical. The lock was broken, and they couldn't find the rest of the lock.
Like the plate that, like the metal mechanism that like locks the door, like the plate or whatever. It, like, someone had forced the door open, like they could tell that, but they couldn't find the part, like the metal plate that's like missing or whatever.
Well, another major issue was the handgun itself. Ecker admitted the gun did belong to him, and he said after the shooting, he picked up the gun and then placed it on Alex's shoulder. Investigators view that as extremely suspicious. Moving the weapon would indicate that someone was trying to stage the scene.
And I don't think he said that at first either.
No,
it was
he didn't.
When they said it, like, it's almost impossible for the gun to end up where it did, considering where her hand was, or considering, like, if she was self-inflicted, and why did she use her non-dominant hand, and all of this stuff. And then that's when he was like, well, by instinct, I picked up the gun and took it away from her, and then I set it back down. So it was more like coming up with an excuse of why the gun looked weird, and not like something he admitted to right away.
Exactly. At this point, investigators began treating this death as potentially, a homicide. They also noticed that Ecker's story changed several times, as you just said. It was all about how the gun got where it got.
Yeah.
And there were slight variations about when the door was forced open. So that raised major credibility issues right away. Detectives began to believe the physical evidence told a different story. Their theory was that there was a confrontation and Alex locked herself in the bathroom. The door was forced open, and then Alex was shot. And then the scene was staged to resemble suicide.
Yes. As she was trying to, like, push him back out of the like, she was hiding in the bathroom because he was being volatile. And then he pushed the door open, broke the fucking door lock thing. It flies in the bathroom. She's wrestling the door and wrestling him, trying to get him out so that she can close the door. And he reaches around and shoots her. And the door is what kept the GSR from getting back on him, which is why he didn't have any gunshot residue on him, because the door was still between them.
Yes. And that's how, we didn't say yet, but yes, that's how the legs got there. And then the main thing was,
the broken door latch part.
Yeah.
Was underneath of her body.
It was under her body. So if she shot herself and then the door was broken,
as he said,
how did it get under her body?
Be around her or on top of her, beside her. But if it was under her, the door had to be broken. It had to fly in, fall on the ground, and then she was shot and fell on it.
Yes. So it's pretty much open shut. Let's see. So they did decide there was enough evidence to charge him, and he was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. The trial began in February of 24, and it was in Ramsey County. And the central question for the jury was this a suicide, or is it murder staged as suicide? Their key evidence was that lock, of course.
Yeah.
But they had the dry sink, the repositioned gun, Eckert's changing statements. Of course, the defense attorneys argued that Alex had a history of depression and she took her own life. Ultimately, the case came down to the forensic logic. And after hearing all that evidence, everything you said about the residue, the jury deliberated roughly 9 hours, and they delivered a verdict of guilty of second-degree murder.
Yeah.
Yep. So he was sentenced in April to 30 years in prison. Under Minnesota sentencing rules, he's expected to serve about 2/3 of that sentence in prison with the remainder on supervised release. So he can be paroled. What would that be, like after 20 years for a 30-year sentence?
Half is 15, so it's a little more than that, like 20, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 2/3. Never, what the fuck am I saying? 30, 10, 20, 30. Yes. I don't know why I was making the math way harder there than it needed to be. That's an easy one to do thirds of.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for Alex's family, the case was never about the courtroom victory. It was about remembering who she was.
Well, yeah, you don't want her reputation tarnished. You know, and not to, maybe if you're religious too, then you think suicide's bad, like you can't get into heaven, and I don't even know if that played in, but I guess ultimately you don't need a judge to decide what God would know, but you don't want someone's memory being that they were unstable if they weren't, like when she had worked so hard to get herself stable, and she had kicked, was it pills, I think, maybe, I can't remember what it was, but she had kicked whatever her addiction was, and she had gotten herself straight, and she'd worked on her depression and herself, and she was in a good place, and her family was like, no, like, we're not gonna crazy make, and we're not gonna like smear her like that.
Right. Yeah. And that's what was very important to them. So because Alex was somebody who loved animals and helping people, they have this touching tribute. And now I can't remember. And for some reason I didn't type it out, but I think a chicken showed up. Do you remember this part? Like a chicken showed up in the backyard. And the dad was like, this is something from Alex. This is, because why would a random chicken show up? And so then he built it a coop and named it Alex's Coop to keep her memory alive.
Aww,
do you remember that part?
I don't necessarily remember that.
But now that it has like 12 chickens.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So it's Alex's Coop.
Okay.
Which is very...
Yeah.
That imagine going out every day and it just reminds you of the pleasant things about your daughter.
Yeah, of course.
If that's all you have is her memory, that's a wonderful way to memorialize her with animals that she loved.
Yeah.
So
if I'm remembering correctly, there was this whole feeling of it was an open relationship, but it was kind of a vibe like he could do what he wanted, but he would get jealous then when she did what she wanted, and that's why he was jealous about the Anderson guy. And so then him confronting him at the bar led to coming home and a huge outburst of anger and a huge argument, and not one that left her wanting to kill herself, but one that left him wanting to kill her.
Which is over what?
There's plenty of fish in the sea, people.
Oh my gosh, right?
If you think you're so lovable, go find someone else that'll love you then.
Yes.
If this person doesn't and they're banging this other person and treating you bad, that's how you feel, leave them. Leave them.
Yeah.
You don't have to kill them.
Ugh.
I don't know why I have to, I don't know why we need a PSA on that, but we do.
It's so scary what people will do because of passion. That's a scary thing. It's not love.
No, it's not love. It's a sense of control. It's not being able, it's a lack of self-regulation. It's a lack of being able to deal with bad feelings, whether it be rejection or anger or upset or jealousy or betrayal. Maybe like your spouse cheats on you and you are genuinely betrayed, like they really did something dirty to you and you feel deeply hurt. That's valid. That's sure. Valid. And your spouse is a piece of shit for treating you like that. But you don't kill them. Like, that's not how we handle it.
Right.
You just leave.
I mean, obviously, but why people don't, I just don't get it. Why they'd rather commit this horrendous crime and risk losing their own freedom.
Right. Yeah.
Why over this kind of a thing? It's just not that important.
It's not. Like your feelings are valid and you can feel hurt, but you're going to ruin your whole life and their whole life. And a lot of times kids are involved. You took the mother away. Now you're going to jail. Now the father's in fucking jail. Your kids have no parents now. Like, this happens a lot. Like,
it does. Unfortunately.
Like, when you get angry, you need the ability to count to 10 and think My grandma says all the time, like, I don't look good in stripes and I don't look good in orange. So I always remember that before I decide how I'm going to handle something. Whatever it is that you have to tell yourself, think about the fact that there are fucking consequences.
Yeah.
And they have consequences too. And the consequence can simply be that they lost your genuine love because they betrayed you.
I mean, it's so common. They actually call them crimes of passion because it is so common. It has its own groupage, and it's scary. There have been so many times where I have thought you were going to become the victim of a crime of passion. And it has scared me to death, where I've gone sleepless nights and worried and talked to people out of just my own hope that I could gauge if they were getting ready to do something or maybe just to calm them down.
This is what dating is like in your 30s.
Oh my gosh.
Courtney went on a date. Let's hope it's not her last.
Oh my gosh. It's just, you've had some guys be pretty passionate about you that you've had to get rid of, and it was hard.
Yeah. And in this world, it seems like dramatic, like, okay, no one's going to die. But statistically speaking, I bet you she didn't think she was going to fucking die. I bet you most people that end up dead didn't think that that's where it was heading, because you tell yourself, you gaslight yourself into being like, you're being dramatic. That's not going to happen. But statistically speaking, it does happen.
Instead, Alex should not have gone home with him after that.
No, she should have went with Anderson or to her parents.
Yes.
And
it's women.
But we're not victim blaming. We're not
intuition.
Victim blaming.
No.
Like
she would have.
She should have been able to go home to her fucking apartment. That's what she should have been able to do.
But women, we have this little thing. It's called women's intuition, and we can tell when something is not right.
Yeah, I wonder why she locked herself in the bathroom.
Yeah, we always ignore it and gaslight ourselves and try to look at life with rose-colored glasses. And instead, what happens? You wind up on the bathroom floor with a gun on your shoulder and
And he's trying to say, well, she was unbalanced. And that's what my mom's afraid of, because she knows that anybody's going to be like, oh, yeah, just watch the podcast. That chick was unbalanced.
Yep. So it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks here. Ladies, don't be afraid to be afraid. Listen to that little bit of fear inside. And hey, what's the worst that happened? Maybe you are a little dramatic and you really weren't in any danger, but you stayed the night at your parents' that night. Okay, well then, no harm, no foul, right? You lived another night. Mm-hmm. Maybe nothing was going to happen. Maybe something was going to happen.
Maybe somebody just needed to cool off.
Yeah. Either way,
sleep it off.
Don't be afraid to be like, I'm afraid right now. Mm-hmm. And I think I have a valid fear. I think that I need to be with people or tell the police
away from this person.
Or
yeah.
Yeah.
You had to do that.
Yeah.
A couple times.
Yeah. Go away. Mm-hmm. Separate myself from situation. Yeah. And I'm glad I did. And I trust my instincts.
I always trust your instincts. I swear you're a little witchy.
Maybe. I don't know what it is, but I honestly am good at reading things.
I think the women in our family are all kind of a little witchy. A little bit.
They're just very in tune. I think that's why we're also all like highly emotional beings, because we're picking up and sensing things that other people are completely blissfully unaware of.
That's probably very true. Yes.
Yeah. And
I can see
people
that.
are like, why are you so neurotic?
Empaths.
And I'm like, because you just picked up on maybe 3 emotions and 2 things happening in this room. And I just picked up on 37 emotions and 55 things that just happened in this room.
Yes.
Like, you have no fucking idea what's going on.
Exactly.
And no wonder I'm neurotic. And is it necessary for me to notice all those things? Probably not. But I can't not. I just do, though, without trying.
I have predicted successfully every time somebody was getting ready to leave Chris's band where he was oblivious.
Oh, yeah. Like picking up on the vibes, and he's I never saw it coming. And you're like, were you awake.
I told him, this guy's going to leave. This guy's going to leave. And both times they did within a week. They were out the door.
Oh, yeah.
And he had no clue, didn't see it come in. I was like, what? Why do you say that? What do you mean? But yeah, I mean, we just are intuitive.
Yeah.
Or like you said, we pick up on things that other people just don't. Because we're sensitive.
And I used to tell myself, like, I used to just think it and not sit like, maybe I'm sure I'm wrong. And then after a while, I've been like, it's like, I'm so confident. I'm like, Mom, this is exactly what's going to happen. And she's like, no. And I'm like, okay, well, I give it 5 days. And then sure enough, and she'll be like, God damn
it. Right. I like, always trust her instinct. I do. Yeah. That's it for today. If you've stuck around this long, please give Alex a white heart. And if you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing so that you can get notifications. We drop episodes 3 times a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And I usually try to drop them around 4 a.m., just so you know. Sometimes I forget on accident, depending on how...
Our loyal subscribers remind us, don't worry.
They do. And that's fine. We appreciate it. Because my brain doesn't always brain. So, we thank you so much for sticking around, and we'll catch you next time. Oh, I've got a great case coming up, so you don't want to miss it.
Okay.
Actually, the next 2 cases are going to be amazing.
Really good?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't wait. We'll see you guys next time then.
All right. Bye-bye.
See ya.